Hello, hello, hello! You're tuning into another episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's first topic, I want to tell you exactly how I feel about this Raven Lamar hate that is perpetuated by the media. Look! Last episode, we talked about Mark Schlereth, right? Because he came out and was pretty much saying, there's no excuses for Lamar Jackson. If he wants his wide receivers to be good, he has to develop them himself. And I combated that whole notion literally by showing you what he's always felt about Lamar. Now, he believes he should never have been even given the opportunity to play the position of quarterback. Now, here's where this pivots, right? Us as Raven fans, I've seen more Raven fans more tough on our quarterback than even Mark Schlereth. This is where I have a problem, a big problem, because there's something saying that there's critiquing. There's something saying that he's not, he made mistakes. There's stuff saying that, hey, he's not perfect. That's fine. That's all well and dandy. I have no problem with that. Because I've came on here and said, he missed throws, certain stuff like that. That's fact. But then you have a populace of this fan base that literally represents everything that Bill Polian, the Mark Schlereths, the Stephen A. Smiths literally stand for when it comes to the QB that is named Lamar Jackson. And at what point do us fans start saying, look, enough is enough. That's our QB. Dare you say anything about Joe Burrow and watch what happens with you in Cincinnati? He didn't even play well. In his last AFC championship, he didn't play well. He had, 2 interceptions, something like that. Him and Lamar's stat line was very similar. Hey! You could not be caught dead speaking anything bad about Joe Burrow to any Cincinnati Bengals fan, and they might come to blows for him. The same thing with Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. The same thing with Justin Herbert and the Chargers. The same thing with Lawrence and Jaguar fans. The same thing I could also say for, Matthew Stafford and the Rams. So please explain to me why there is such vitriol for Lamar. The only other player that I've seen close to, and it's not really close because Lamar's had it from the time he was drafted all the way on. But from somewhat of a standard is Jalen Hurts. So it's mind-boggling, right? Because in the same breath, the defenses of Joe Burrow is that, hey, he's been to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He's been a runner-up for best player in the league and everything else like that. That was literally Jalen Hurts. And to make it worse, Jalen Hurts put on one of the greatest individual performances that we've ever seen in the Super Bowl, but he lost because his defense couldn't hold up. That's context for you. And I know I'll have people that come to me and be like, no, it's just people like you who like Lamar and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something right now. This team has never had anything truly resembling a great quarterback. Joe Flacco was a decent quarterback that went on a historical run of epic proportions for us to win that championship. The man never even threw in that playoff series. From the first game, second game, third game, Super Bowl, he never threw an interception. He was perfect. Flawless. What was his completions? Like 69%? Something like that? You saw some of the balls he was throwing up. It was just the receivers making plays. But it was the perfect storm for us to win. And I'm grateful for it. Shout out to Joe Flacco. But making the excuse and the argument that we don't have a top-tier quarterback is hilarious to me. And look, like I said, he didn't play well in the AFC Championship game. That's fact. He said it himself. But we got Raven fans out here that sound like Mark Schlereth. Once again, I showed you guys, the man didn't even believe that he should be given the opportunity to try to play quarterback. All Lamar Jackson has done is prove all the doubters wrong. They said they'd find him out. They'd figure out his style of play. The hits would amount. He'd get slower. He could have completed a lot of passes. 2 MVPs later, an AFC Championship appearance, and the best or the second best highest scoring offense of all time later, we're still having the same conversation as when he was drafted. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. And you heard on Mark Schlereth yesterday put out there like, oh, and he is such a good friend of mine and an amazing evaluator. Well, he evaluated Lamar wrong. Mr. Schlereth. But do you see how he has not let that go? Do you see that now everything that he goes forward with Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens are tied to his original thoughts about the player? And that's crazy to me, right? Because it's like there's low-taking quarterbacks all the time. Where was Tom Brady taken? Okay. Y'all evaluations have been bad a lot of time. Where was Aaron Rodgers taken? Russell Wilson? Like, what are we doing here? What? I don't remember where he was, but I was thinking about even like Steve Young. Like, look, this isn't a perfect science. You miss some, you hit on some, right? That's why I wasn't big when people said, oh, we don't think once he showed it, it's like, all right, guys, we were wrong. That's why even with the Colin Cowherd, I could be like, all right, I can deal with him somewhat, right? Because he was the one that came out with he's not a prospect, he's a project. And he said, look, guys, the guy's had 2 MVPs. He's been the best player in the league twice. He's had the best record in the league twice. His scoring offenses are always with the best, and he's not had the weapons that these other guys have had. What receivers did Patrick Mahomes have to develop? Enlighten me. He took over for a winning franchise. The year before he took over, didn't they win 13 games? Something like it was 13 or 12 games they won. 12 or 13 games that they won. And they had a top 3 offense before Patrick Mahomes. Same thing with the Packers. Who did Aaron Rodgers come into? Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson. He came into them. And they both got to sit and evaluate and watch and learn. If we're being real, Herbert came into weapons. Burrow came into weapons, and they gave him more weapons. But now it's for Lamar to develop because the Ravens have never drafted well. So you're pretty much saying because the Ravens haven't drafted well and their scouting and picking players has been bad when it came to the wide receiver, Lamar has to outdo that. He has to overcome that. Make it make sense. And that's why I say and do what I do. Just being real. Hate me if you want to, but facts are facts. But what do you guys think? Are you tired of the same tropes that embellish our team in a negative fashion? Or are you somebody that is like, nah, it's all true. I wish we would have had a different quarterback than Lamar. There was other players that are better than Lamar, and we'll do better if we got rid of him. You know, like how y'all said with Tyler Huntley. Remember the switch? A lot of y'all was saying that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But as always, that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. Y'all know how we get down. We have fun and we laugh, but everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment in all those comments. Guys, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Tell everybody about it. Let's build this thing the right way. If you haven't done so already, check out The Wunderkind Show's Patreon. Yes, 3 tiers of content goodness, winning for your consumption. Give it a look, give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you're looking to donate to this channel, help out with equipment, you know, new cameras, Starlink system, and stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR code to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is $, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. So once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Nectar, signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yerp.
Finish him, Daddy.
Oh!